I wonder if this is gonna go well. I sure hope it does. Not gonna lie, I rewatched the clips and I am very unhappy in how that video came out. So I want to do it because I was so monotone. I don't really think I was feeling it the way I thought I was. So this is my second shot at it. I got a new my Ninja Turtle shirt on and everything. And I'm just gonna give it another shot. So yeah, sorry. I know. Whatever. I don't even know my words right now. So yeah, that just wasn't my best foot forward. So yeah, I tried to go about it like going through each song I knew because I haven't listened to. Did I even tell you what this thing is about? Oh my gosh. So this is a recommendation from my friend Caleb, longtime friend of mine. We go way back. We go way back. So, yeah, this one's for him, and he told me something really sweet that, like my channel, or I guess, or just me in general, kind of reminds him of Control by SZA. And for a long time, I liked SZA. I guess liked is a bad term because I presently do still like her, but I guess it's just not the kind of music I listen to so much anymore. But I do enjoy her, and it was nice. Kind of, I don't know about y'all, but I love being perceived, not in ways I don't like being, because duh, who likes being perceived in light that they don't like to be perceived in? But when I'm perceived in a light that I really like, say, I have a little fidget thing. When I'm get compared to, say, some of my favorite characters, right? When I get compared to them, I'm like, oh, you think I'm like Nobara? Like, thank you. That is so cool. And it's nice that people can see you and perceive you, and you've built this personality that shines so positively on other things. You're such a whatever kind of, even if you're a blunt person, if you're a dark person and you get compared to dark characters, you've built that persona, and if you like that and you get compared by that, that is such a nice thing that someone's able to appreciate about you. But more on that later. Control by SZA. So I really tried to go like before, like I told you this is a re-recording, but I tried to go like each song that I knew because I didn't listen to Control. I'm that kind of person that will listen to select songs in an album. Like, I pick out, oh, this song is good, let me add that to the playlist. Oh, this song is good, let me add that to the playlist. Never actually a full just album listen. And I hear that's like emotionally immature or something. Not emotionally, or just like your attention span is fucked, and mine most definitely is. But yeah, I don't listen to you that album has to be like, oof, that album has to be good, or just like hyper has my attention, because if not, I'm not listening to that whole album. I'm so sorry. um but yeah, that last one kind of really didn't work for me. Sorry, I have to like, my computer will turn off. But yeah. Um, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I really tried to go in, songs that I knew, like wavy da 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 da, and it became a whole jumbled up mess. Is the easiest way to describe what I created. So I guess I'm just gonna do an all-encompassing theme, because me trying to hone in on each and every one, hit all my marks and stuff, was that failed terribly. I guess I'm just gonna kind of start talking. So control to me is very much, I would like to put it under the classification as like a coming of age kind of album. And you know, SZA, all of her albums have a feel to it. Like Control, I'd say, is this coming of age kind of story. SOS is, what would we call SOS? SOS, I guess, is, I would like to say it's like kind of like acceptance, maybe, or yeah, like recognizing bad habits, I guess. Control does that too, but SOS, I think, takes it like a step further. And you know, just, yeah, but we're not doing SOS. This if you want to see that, you know, let me know. But yeah, it goes over a lot of themes of feeling less than, you know, feeling like I'm not good enough, and projecting that onto things that are ultimately going to end up very bad for us, you know, doing it for the plot. Like the lyrics and the stuff is just not matching up for me. Probably should have made notes for this. I asked like ChatGPT to kind of not organize my thoughts, or like low-key just give me a script. One of the themes I really enjoyed about this album was kind of a loss of self. And that's probably going to take up the majority of this video. But a loss of self. You know, sometimes we get so stuck in this solitary feeling. We're isolated from everybody. And it's crazy how this album was, even before this was even a thing, you know, the pandemic or whatever, this was kind of already touching on that. Humans are, and everyone wants to blame our loss of humanity on AI. AI is going to replace humanity. Humans are going to replace humanity. We already have. By the introduction of slavery, the American, not even, you know what, not even the British coming to Africa or whatever, or wherever they went. I know, like, I'm a history, I know my history, but right now I'm drawing a blank because my mind is moving at 1,000 miles per hour. But you know, the slave trade or whatever, it's not even that, you know, the slaves that they had in Ghana and stuff. Humans were already replacing their humanity. That was very much already a thing, and we have not made it any better. You know, people are users. And the sooner that we realize that sometimes people don't want us for the sum of our parts. Sometimes people don't want us for what we can bring to the world. And a lot of the times, people don't want us for who we are. And that is a really hard thing to come to terms with, especially when you poured your everything into not necessarily pleasing this person, but putting your best version of yourself out there at all times, giving the best of yourself, only for it to not even be looked at in its entirety. Just the physicality of it. Being genuine, especially in the scope of wanting to be the perfect self, it can be scary. It can be so scary being your genuine self. And I know everyone's like, oh, when you're your authentic self, it scares away the people that are not supposed to be with you. And while that holds true, while that is true, sometimes it's a lot easier said than done, for sure. And a lot of the times, people don't know who their authentic selves are. And what I really liked about Control is that it really does explore that, how you've given this version of yourself completely, and you kind of lose what really made you, what really made you shine. It touched on a lot of things that teens, 20-something, it touches on a lot of those things that that a lot of us growing into ourselves can feel. You know, growing into yourself is not easy. Growing into yourself is a hard, strenuous, never-ending journey that you don't really start until teenagehood, adulthood, teenagehood. I like that. Yeah, teenage, adulthood. And you know, when hopefully as a kid you got to be your true authentic self. Here's what I think. I think a lot of us as kids, you know, every parent is like, oh, you used to be so outgoing as a kid. You used to be so vocal as a kid. You used to be so not shy as a kid. Without ever realizing that when you, and goes into bullying, when you are your authentic self, you are subject to everyone not accepting you. When you're your authentic self, it's just so vulnerable. Your thoughts, interests, beliefs are put up to the forefront, and everyone is left to decide whether they want to agree with you or make fun of you for believing that. And you know, it's really hard to get out of that mindset of, you know, if I put my authentic self out there, everyone is going to hate me. And that's not the truth. That is so far from the truth. And it's sad that we have engineered ourselves into finding ways to mask ourselves to fit somebody else's opinions of us. We sometimes we can just look at a person and think, I need to change my entire personality, and I need to make my voice deeper. I need to make my voice deeper so this guy doesn't think I'm fucking gay, or so he doesn't beat my ass or something. That is a defense mechanism that not everyone, but a lot of kids who are bullied kind of do. They switch around their personalities and eventually they lose themselves. And I'm speaking from personal experience. It's only recently that I've kind of been growing out of my shell. And as a kid, I was very much that anime kid. I was very much that kid who listened to anime soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I don't know. I had a phase I was listening to like Swahili music. I don't know how that started. But you know, I was odd. And that I want to talk about that more. I was so odd, right? I was so odd. And my brother, you know, I love my brother. I'm able to appreciate him more now as I'm older, but I really do love my brother, and the things that he would tell me, you know, I know a lot of siblings also can be the cause of self-doubt. You know, your sibling could, you know, rag on your interests and beliefs and stuff, but my brother never did that to me. My brother actually got me into all the stuff that I'm into probably now. He got me into anime. I was watching Dragon Ball GT on the TV and stuff. Sorry, my computer keeps going out. He got me into rock music, Midwest emo, and he's like a black kid going to school in a predominantly black neighborhood, and he's like listening to Midwest emo. You know, he was so odd, and I got to grow up around oddness, and oddness is greatness, I think. You know, SZA, you know, a normal girl. I said I wasn't gonna go into a normal, you know, specific songs, but that song is so telling to maybe that black kid who had that white interest, who had that Asian interest, whatever. And that makes, I think we are so powerful when we're not restricted by, oh, that's that white people shit, that's that Asian people shit, you know? And it's just who we are, you know? And there's that oddness. You know, the oddest people are always the people who go so far in their creative pursuits. You know, wasn't Tyler the Creator like a theater kid or some shit?
Who the hell am I, Mr. Tyler? I
Mr.
was
Barry.
a boy, but now I am a woman.
You know, the oddest people are always the people who go so far in their creative pursuits. And that's not to say that, you know, everyone is successful. I just think their creative pursuits are a little more entrancing, if you know what I'm getting at. But yeah, sometimes we fear our oddness, we fear our exceptionality. I hope that's a word, and I hope I'm not making that up. But yeah, we fear the things that make us so great and powerful about ourselves, because some other person who maybe doesn't have that skill, and sometimes it really is jealousy. Sometimes people rag on you, and everyone wants to be like, no, parents, as you grow up, parents are usually right about 80-90% of what they say. Their tone fucking is the worst thing in the world. But my parent, you know, if your parent was that parent that told you it's their loss, or, you know, they're just jealous of you, they are right. They are so right. People will tug at anything that they can. Take crabs for an example. I think my grandpa told me this analogy, but he told me people will pull on anything that they possibly can to get you to sink down with them. And that is so true. When you have this gift that is given to you from whatever source you believe it comes from, I think it comes from you. But yeah, whatever this gift that you have in yourself, you owe it to yourself to not let anybody take that away from you, you know? If they are trying to take it from you, if they are trying to strip you of your power, that is just a dead indicator that that person no longer needs to be in your life. And that doesn't mean that y'all can't come back into each other's lives and meet as new people, because you never meet the same person in the same person. People change all the time. Time has changed. People are changed. And kind of segueing back into the, you know, the Control album, feeling of awkwardness in yourself, that's a sign of growth. When you feel awkward about doing this thing that you know you want to do, but it feels so awkward, your skin feels a little just out of place, your glasses are tilted just the wrong way, your teeth are crooked in just the wrong way, you know, there are always going to be moments where nothing feels just right. Nothing feels just the way it should. And I find that when you sit in that feeling, when you go out in that feeling, when you defy those feelings, there is nothing more powerful than a person who knows who they are. There is nothing more powerful than a person that has went through that awkward phase, went through that experimental phase, you know? Everyone gave those emo kids shit in the 2000s, being like, oh, you emo fuck. Like, you know, like, you emo shit. What are you doing? Why is your hair 20 different shades of whatever, you know? But those people grew up and knew who they were. You know, they even then they had a semblance of knowing who they were, going in those fucking mosh pits. You know, story about that. I actually went to a mosh pit. Would I ever go again? No. And I'm not talking about those, you know, Rager, Cardi. I'm not talking about that. I would definitely go to another one of those. This kind of mosh pit, or people leaving the circle with busted up noses. That is the kind that I attended. Granted, I was on the edible. Would not recommend going to one of those high out of your mind, by the way. But yeah. But yeah, those people, I love being around those people though, because they do not give a fuck. They do not give a fuck about they don't give a fuck about what you think about them. Hell, sometimes they don't give a fuck what they think about themselves, you know? And that is so cool. That is so cool that people have that grit, that integrity about themselves, that, you know, if you don't like me, I don't care. If you like me, I do not care. I have this entire culture of people, because it's a culture. I have this entire culture of people that like the same shit that I like. Who the fuck are you if you don't like me? You know? And that's why I love this album, because so often we have this feeling of loneliness, and it's only because we isolate ourselves. I think we isolate ourselves from this fear of, this person's not gonna like me, and I am subject to this. I have an intense fear. One of my greatest fears is fear of rejection. Well, that is one of my greatest fears besides death, but that is an entirely different problem that I will tackle when I tackle it. But rejection, so often I have this. Right now I'm in a really good place in my life. I'm flowing with creativity. I'm reading, writing, all this stuff. I'm happy with my life. The world seems brighter. I've literally, my days have been sunnier since I have hit this realization. And part of that is because I've been rejecting some things in my life. Maybe some friendships I need to mend. Maybe some people I need to confront, and that's bad. That's bad to do that, but it's just hard to break out of that when life is going so good. You don't want to jeopardize that for anything. And I will do things. And I guess this is just like a power trip for me, because I recently started doing stuff for me. And it's kind of like this power trip, like, oh, I can do whatever I want because, you know, it's me. I get to choose my life. And it's not always like that. You do have to make sacrifices for people. because not that you owe it to them, but you owe it to yourself. You know, you love these people. You should make sacrifices for people. You should do things that you might not maybe want to do in that moment, but you might serve somebody else, you know? And yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword. it's definitely a double-edged sword. But well, where was I even going with this? I guess I can just, because I have completely forgotten where I was going with that. Oh, that's embarrassing. Where was I even going with that? Shit. Well, I cannot remember. Well. Okay, just moving on. I hope y'all aren't mad at me that I completely lost my train of thought there. Wow. Yeah. It growing up is awkward. Things are going to change constantly. Just the minute that you have this semblance, you know, you think you have it, right? And then a little crack happens, and then you realize that you didn't actually solve the whole problem, and then you have to go and reevaluate the whole thing all over again, and you're back at square one. And that sucks ass, having to do that repeatedly, back to back to back to back to back. But that's the fun in it, right? Always finding something new about yourself, always having a new thing to conquer. And in some ways, it's kind of fun, I think. Especially when, sorry, I'm grabbing everything I can see. Sometimes when, dude, no, wait, did I just actually forget where I was going with this? Oh my God, wait, that is scary. Wait, no way. I need to rewatch that clip because, wow, I just completely lost my train of thought. Wow. Okay, I went back and rewatched those clips because that is bad that I forgot two topics in the span of, I don't know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. All right, but yeah, I was talking about, for the first thing that I forgot was, you know, fear of rejection, and the second thing that I forgot was yeah, and the second thing was finding out, you know, new things about yourself and how it's still so exciting to I'm gonna tie them in together, but yeah, when you in, you know, that fear of rejection, you have to come to terms with it. I know I have to. I'm growing codependent on my friendships right now, and that's not good. That's really bad. That's really bad. And I acknowledge that I'm becoming a little too independent in myself. You know, I don't want to talk to anyone besides my closest friends, but, you know, finding out new things about yourself, and sometimes to share that with somebody, sometimes to go through stuff with somebody is so powerful. You both have this problem that you both are trying to work through, or they're going through the exact same thing. I met a plethora of people who are going through the same kind of realizations that I'm coming to, and it's really odd that these people are in my life at this time, or they were in my life this entire time. I'm talking to people. I have started to talk to people. I refuse to have surface level friendships now. That's my whole new thing. I only associate with people, or I only call people my friend, is if I know something about them, And I don't know if that's toxic, I don't know if that's bad, but if I don't know a piece of your lore, we are not friends. Because there's a level of trust in telling somebody when it's something that has made you the person you are today. And you know, I've started doing that with my friends, and I know it's a little awkward. And if you're having the same problem too, where you think it's kind of scary to put yourself out there or tell your friend, hey, this is what I think about, you know, our friendship, or I want to know more about you, that doesn't make you weird. That doesn't make you less than. It's just that part of you that's yearning to be closer to the people that you love, you know? So, but I guess more to just tie this video up, don't be afraid to be weird. Don't be afraid to be weird. Embrace your weirdness, because when you're weird, you're gonna attract weird people, you know? And then suddenly weird isn't weird anymore. Weird is cool. Weird is chill. Weird is comfortable. And that's where we all should be. Except that if your interest is morally bad. Yeah. But yeah, you just, like I said, acceptance. And this album is kind of the, you know, the backpedaling, the fast forwarding, and the stagnation of growing up and becoming who you're bound to be one day. And I really liked that she tackled it in the way that she did, because her songs, they feel so contradictory. What's Broken Clocks is about, you know, grinding each day in and out. It's the same thing every single day. Can't catch a break. And then you have songs like Wavy, where it's just like, yo, I'm taking a chill pill. I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna be anything in my life. And it's really that kind of back and forth that it is. I've been in this constant state of limbo where I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And the truth is, you don't have to know. And what I like about, you know, and I think 20-something maybe kind of touches on this a bit, you don't have to know. You quite literally do not have to know. You can take a random shot on yourself, and it will take you so far. It will take you so far. And I'm only 19. I haven't experienced life, but I see it in my day-to-day life. My dad, he's ex-NFL, and not everyone, but a lot of people told him, you're just gonna end up like the rest of, you know, the black people in Detroit, Michigan. You're just gonna end up like the rest of them. And he ended up making it to the NFL and played for a pretty decent amount of time. So sometimes you have to do that crazy thing. Sometimes you have to take that crazy shot on yourself. There's this video that one of my teachers showed me, or I think I may have found it on my own. If I found it on my own, that would be so cool. But this guy dancing alone in this park. Not alone in this park, because there are people surrounding him, but everyone's just chilling, you know, not doing anything. This guy comes out of nowhere and starts dancing, right? He's dancing all alone, right? And being the first person to make a ripple of change is the most scary, daunting, vulnerable thing a person can do, right? So this one person's dancing. The second person comes along, right? He starts dancing with him. And the narrator says something very interesting, where he says being the first follower is one of the scariest things too, because this person's doing a crazy thing, right? This person's doing the unimaginable. Then this one guy comes, then this, you know, they get these two guys dancing all alone. They're weird, they're different, right? They're different from everything around them. And then, you know, more and more people start trickling in, right? Everyone, yeah, not everyone at this point, but a few people start joining in, right? And it's not as weird. Like, hey, like, look at those group of people. They're so silly. Why are they dancing in this park where no one's gonna do it? Then a little bit more people come in, and you know, it's like, oh wait, this thing's kind of bumping. Like, okay, like we're doing this, right? And then more and more people come in, like, yo, wait, I'm kind of missing out. Let me come on and get in on that. And then everyone in the park is dancing, doing whatever. No one's looking at each other. No one's like, oh, look at that person's stupid ass dance move, right? No one's doing that. And everyone is just dancing. Everyone is just themselves. Everyone is just present in the moment. And it's so hard to find that. And when you find that community, when that ripple of change starts maybe feeling like a tidal wave, you will feel so at home with yourself, so at home in your beliefs, so at home being by yourself, because you can't be around people forever. You know, sometimes you need time to reflect and be by yourself. And when you have that peace of mind about yourself, when you have that grit that, you know, this time next year I'll be living so good I won't remember your name, you can live by that. You know, you won't need anyone to validate you. You won't need anyone to tell you how good you are. You will just believe it, and believe it with enough courage, believe that, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed this video, and I hope you did too. You know, I rambled a little bit, but I kind of liked that I was able to go about it like this, because kind of focusing in on each and every theme was so hard, and eventually I lost the plot. I don't know if I lost the plot here, but yeah, just be you, be weird, you will find your people. I know it doesn't look like that right now. I know it doesn't look like you're gonna find your people, but you will. You most definitely will. It will take time, it will take effort, but once you have it, dude, you will not even think about, oh, I hate being with my friends, because you will have known that that's where you need to be. And yeah, time, I know people say time doesn't wait on anybody, but sometimes I kind of feel like it does, a little. Or rather time is where it needs to be. You know, it's not a matter of waiting for it or catching up to it. It just is where it needs to be. And we're where we need to be, right here in the present. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope that this video turns out good, because I am not re-recording another video of this. Goodbye.